Alright, so I played in a tournament this weekend. Game 1 was against some Wood Elves. No scenarios or anything in this tournament, just straight up battles. So on my far right facing me, he's got a unit of 6 Ogres that he's bringing his Dogs of War. There's a Spellsinger behind him, 5 Glade Riders, some Glade Guard in the woods, some War Dancers, and the model on the far right of the War Dancers is his general, is a Lord character. There's some Glade Guard. In the building, he has some Glade Guard Scouts. On the left, he's got a big old unit of Dryads. I think there's 15 of them in there. Just on this side of those Dryads is a Noble. Then there's some more Glade Riders. There's another Spellsinger. And then 7 Wild Riders. So looking at what he put down and where he put it, I'm leery about taking my Knights straight up to his Archers, just because in games past when I've done it, he just seems to kill enough of my guys that I end up fleeing before I can even get the charge on. So my thought was to push my infantry up the middle, take this left flank, focus on getting those Wild Riders and Dryads out of here, and then try to circle around behind them while I then push up the middle with the infantry. So that was kind of my thought when I was placing. So on my far right, I've got my monster-killing general on the Royal Pegasus, 18 skirmishing bowmen. On the far left of the screen, I've got 23 men-at-arms. So in this list, I've got 7 Knights of the Realm with my BSB and a Damsel. So it's 9 strong, but only 7 Knights in there, regular Knights. I've got my Grail Relic with 14 Battle Pilgrims. The Knights there that are 5 wide with the kind of the dirty barding, those are questing Knights. On the far left, I've got 5 Grail Knights. I decided to try a big bus of Knights Errant because with the Errantry banner, I kind of like having a few more guys there to benefit from it. Got 5 Fast Cav on the hill, Trebuchet behind it, and a unit of 4 Pegasus Knights on my far left. So I pray for the ward save, and he decides to go first. He just pushes up. You can see pretty predictable movement. There's on the left. During his magic phase, he got the spell with both of his spell singers that gives a free movement. And so he moved his ogres forward, and I didn't care. I'm sitting there with 3 dispel dice and 2 scrolls, and he didn't do anything in his magic phase that concerned me. He pushed his ogres up, and I think that wood in the middle, he moved forward a little bit. I didn't care. He shot at my questing knights, hit 4 of them with 4 wounds, and I failed 2 of them, needing a 2-up armor save. So that was not the end of the world by any means, but that was a little bit frustrating. So Bretonnia turn 1. You can't really see it, but I take my general on the Royal Pegasus, and he swings up, so he's on the far right, just out of this picture, looking at the flank of those ogres. I back my men-at-arms up. I could have gone back 2 inches. I only did 1.5 inches because I felt that was plenty of distance to get out of his charge reach. And so anyway, and move my Knights of the Realm back again. So I think if I just get the charge with my Knights and those Ogres, I'll beat them pretty easily. Push the Grail Relic up. On this side of the board, I took my Fast Cav and charged his Fast Cav, thinking that I had a decent chance of beating him, and if I didn't, it wouldn't be a big deal. He did a stand and shoot, killed 2 of my guys, and I fled. Yeah, I didn't want to charge those guys with my Knights because I didn't want to be hung out to dry and get countercharged by his Dryads. Although in hindsight, I'd have enough combat res, I probably shouldn't have worried about it too much. Anyway, got Pegasus Knights on the left. They charged his Wild Riders, and pretty confident with how that should go over there. Yeah, closer look at my fleeing Fast Cav. So during my shooting phase, all those skirmishing bowmen of mine shoot at his Fast Cav that are on the right-hand side, and killed a couple of them. The Pegasus Knights beat the Wild Riders in combat. I don't know how many I killed. I killed at least a few of them. And there I think I made a big mistake because usually I go by the philosophy that if you break someone in combat, you need to chase them down and get them off the board. Don't give them a chance to rally and come back and hurt you later on. But had I held, I would have had plenty of mobility with that. That weird terrain was well, it wouldn't affect the Dryads, but I would have been out of charge reach of the Dryads. By chasing down the Wild Riders, I got them off the table, but now I'm set up for a charge from those Dryads. So I consider that kind of a, well, not kind of, but a real big mistake. I should have just let him go, and then I could have charged him next time if I wanted to. So on his turn, his ogres charge my men-at-arms, and it turns out that he was just in charge reach, which was just silly on my part. I moved him back. I could have moved him back farther, and I didn't. And yeah, so don't like how that's going. But then I'm looking at with my my Knights of the Realm, and I'm going to get a countercharge. So I've lost my men-at-arms, not a big deal, but I countercharge with my Knights of the Realm and kill him. And he has that spell that he can move his ogres forward, but I still have 2 scrolls, and I'm pretty much decided I'll just scroll that so I can keep those ogres right where they are. If you look at the upper right-hand corner, that's my lord on the Royal Pegasus. So got a flank charge with him, probably a frontal charge with these Knights of the Realm. I think I can beat those guys pretty easily. So there's maybe an overview of the board. You can see he moved his War Dancers to the middle of the board, moved them up. All his Glade Guard are kind of hanging back. Those Glade Guard in the building, I'm shooting my trebuchet at it, and I shoot at it the whole darn game. So anyway, obviously it's only been 1 turn, but didn't hit it. So Wood Elf's turn 2. If you look in the upper left, his Dryads charged the flank of my Pegasus Knights. Only 3 of them were in distance, so the rest of them had to line up behind it. And we lined it up, as you can see, and then we changed it later after I took the picture. But basically, we forgot that my guys were also skirmishers, so I would have lined up to him too. So with him only having 3 guys there, I could fit 3 guys in combat, and we did go ahead and move everybody up. So the picture's a little bit inaccurate in that regard. You can see he put his noble there in front of the building, standing all alone. So Wood Elf's turn 2. In his magic phase, he casts that, I think it's called the Wild Hunt spell on the ogres. And again, I'm sitting there with 2 scrolls. I'm going to use one on it. And he casts it Irresistible Force. So, it just, okay, typical, funny. So that goes off. He, if you remember last turn, he shot at my Questy Knights and hit 4, and I failed 2 armor saves. He shot at my Grail Knights, got 4 wounds going through, and I failed 2 of the 4 armor saves, needing a 2 up. So, again, not the end of the world. Both those units are over half strength, but it'd be nice to start making some armor saves here. So in this combat, really kind of a pillow fight, the way it started off. He charged in, he had 3 guys in contact, that's 6 attacks. You figure he should hit 3, strength 4, toughness 4, he should get 1, maybe 2 wounds, and I'm going to have a 4-up armor save and then a 6-up ward save. With all that, he does no wounds on me. So I have 3 guys coming back, that's 4 human attacks and 6 Pegasi attacks, 10 attacks, and I do no wounds on him. I think I ended up doing 2 or 3, and I think he made 5-up ward saves in all of them. So combat's a tie, except he outnumbers me, so he wins by 1, and of course he causes fear, so I auto-break off the side of the board. And I'm just going to say here for the record, I try not to be bitter. I hate the auto-break rule. When they come out with 8th edition, I really, really hope they change the auto-break rule. So the ogres just make mincemeat of my archers. I mean, I kind of assumed that was going to happen. Oh, and by the way, one thing I didn't know, when they charged my archers, I would have just fled, but part of that magic spell is the only response you can take is to stand. You can't stand and shoot, you can't flee. So that's a pretty nasty spell if you can get it off. So I don't like how I have that big unit of ogres behind my lines. I don't really mind that my peasants are off the board, but yeah, I'm going to have to deal with them next time.